Well, it depends who you ask. You will have lots of different opinions. Sometimes riders use a certain billet hold to get additional support or less bulk underneath the leg, or help to get the saddle and the leg to sit quiet. I asked this question veterinarians and professors who know the anatomy of the horse, and I always wondered why so many Western horses have less girth problems and less saddle slip and girth issues than English saddles. So if we look at what the professionals have to say, the people who know the horses inside out, they say there's certain nerves what trigger lamenesses or reactions, and we of course don't want any pain or lameness. So for example, in this slide here, you see on the top left that cranial nerve 11 in the midsection of the neck inserts to the trapezius, and on the bottom you can see the outline when it's constantly pinched. Then you see the brachial plexus, that's the main nerve branch between the upper arm and shoulder joint, which is right at the widest part of the rib cage. I'm going to come back. What has that to do with the girth in a minute? You see a nerve what comes out on the side on the right picture, right? There's a thin nerve coming towards the side of the horse. And when a horse is in pain, you know, that's a typical pain cycle of what the horse has. They guard themselves, right? And then the muscle gets stiff. You know, and when they guard themselves, the muscle gets stiff, and the blood of the muscle doesn't go through, and the oxygen going through, the muscle gets stiff, and everything starts to hurt. And if we look at the side of the horse, you know, the widest part is right there where I was showing earlier. Let me see if I can see this here. I don't know if you can see this green line drawing in. Can you see that, Madison? I don't know if you can see it here. But what we want to do is avoid areas where the nerves are, and avoid areas on a horse where, well, where they don't like to be pinched. Like a typical pinching with the saddle is when they get too narrow in the tree width, that's from here to there, or too wide in the angle, which is from there to there. So we don't want to pinch the top or want to have any gap on the bottom. So same thing what the saddle can do with pinching, your horse can do, right? The girth can do. So you can download and measure your horse to see it exactly. And of course, if you ride your horse hollow or uphill, it changes where that spot on the horse's body is what you try to avoid. One of the areas is 10 inches above the elbow, where I draw that line here. You want to stay away of it. The other area you want to stay away is of this line. So when we look at the saddle from the side, or the horse from the side, the saddle sits on this longissimus dorsi. We don't want to pinch in this withers area, and that's the saddle. But what about the girth? The best part is to sit right there, above the two circles. And then here, if you have a long cinch, a long billet, or you have a cinch, you want to get the girth as high as possible. This is the widest part of the horse's body, okay? You want to get the highest part, the girth, when you have a long girth. Go as high as you can. The best hole to end up at it is at the last 3 holes from the top. Okay? You don't never want to be in the last hole, but you always want to have the girth nice and snug when your buckle is in the 3rd or 4th holes from the top. The same goes with short billets where your girth is long. You want to go nice and high, but unfortunately, many hunter jumper riders, some eventers, put the buckle really low on this muscle here, on the edge of this muscle, what I just circle here, to create that little extra calf or leg support. But that only pushes on an area what restricts the horses from jumping properly, galloping properly, and that is, of course, a huge problem and concern.